This is my Salomon Advanced Skin 12 litre race vest. There are many like it, but this one is mine, and I have managed to get everything I need in it for next week's Arc of Attrition 100. So let's go through it. So last year in 2024 I did the Arc of Attrition 100, and this year in 2025 it's being run by UTMB, or it's under the UTMB bracket, which has meant they've got a few additions to the mandatory kit. And for me that's meant a few extra purchases, but also the challenge of trying to get it into this 12 litre race vest. I think I've managed it, and hopefully everything passes kit check. We'll cover the mandatory cold weather kit in a minute. So let's just unpack this and go through everything that is in here that I will be carrying on race day. Let's start with the requirement to carry 1.5 litres of fluid. So I've got 3 Salomon quick flasks and an empty one, a mandatory buff which I always carry with me, and then in the side pockets here I've got 2 bowls. Now I don't know which one I'm going to go with yet. This one is just a collapsible bowl, but my issue with this is if I can't clean it then everything will be dripping and sticking and making a mess on my pack, so I don't want that really. This one however has got a lid, and inside is my collapsible cup as well. So that'll be my bowl and drinking vessel. Along with that I've got a spork. Everything I'm using comes in a waterproof bag because we don't know what the weather's going to be like. In this one I've got the mandatory nutrition that you have to carry with you as emergency fuel. I've got a couple of NAC energy bars and some precision hydration fuel gels, 30 grams. In the zip pocket at the front here I'm going to be carrying some small pieces that I might or might not use. So normally I have some painkillers, some spare contact lenses in a waterproof bag. I've got some salt tablets which I'll be mixing up with water, and then I've got some crystallized stem ginger which I'll try and eat along the way, hopefully stave off the nausea feeling that I always seem to get on these long races. In the top pouch of the Salomon pack here I've got a dry bag with something that I can access easily on the move. And in here I've got my waterproof. This is a Mountain Equipment Ron Hill waterproof. Fully taped seams. Does the job, been training with it, it works. That'll pass kit check. I've also then got a couple of Ultimate Direction waterproof, well, warm and waterproof gloves. So you can use them as a warm glove, and then the mitt comes out over the top and you can put your hand into it to keep it waterproof. I'll show you the other, because you have to have 2 sets of gloves and waterproof gloves. That's one set. I'll show you the others in a minute. Then you also need to have a warm hat. So here's a warm beanie, just a standard beanie, that'll keep me warm. And then if we go round to the back of the pack, where it's all bulked in, I've got the red mandatory light, which you need to keep on all the time apparently, but mostly at night time. So I've got a spare battery for that as well, but that'll be just tabbed on there. And then in here, I don't really want to go in here unless I'm stopping at the halfway station or a drop bag station, because this stuff is difficult to access, be a bit of a pain. So first dry bag is first aid, compass, head torches, spare head torches. So I've got a little first aid kit with plasters, blister plasters, tape and all sorts. That's not mandatory. A compass, a flat base plate compass is required. Tape for emergencies. I think you have to have a certain amount of meterage on it, but this one is what was recommended. Self-adhesing, it sticks to itself. You do need that, so I've got it. My main head torch is the Fenix HMRT whatever. Really good head torch, really long battery life. That battery will be fully charged. And then I will also have a rechargeable spare battery as well to go with that head torch. My backup head torch is just a Petzl Tika. I don't plan on using this one. That's got a rechargeable battery in it, but I'll also be bringing 3 AAA batteries as well as a backup. So I should have enough light power to get through the 12 to 14 hours of darkness. And then you need a sort of a bivvy bag. So I've just got the Sol one that everyone will have. And that is also, so that's everything that goes into that waterproof bag. Still packed into here is, let's see what else we've got. I will save that one for a second. Into this bag we've got the second pair of gloves. So I've just got some Mountain Hardware warm gloves, and then I've got some Innovate waterproof over mitts. Waterproof trousers. These are the lightweight Montane waterproof trousers. I don't plan on using them unless it's absolutely chucking it down, and these compact right down, so that's really useful. Some race leggings. These are the Berghaus thermal leggings. Depending on the weather on the day, I may or may not be wearing a lot or some of this kit, so the weight of the pack will be reduced or increased depending on what the weather is. I've then got a thermal underlayer. You need 2 of these. This is one, which will be in my pack if I need to change it or for emergency. On race day, I'll probably be wearing this one, a merino wool one. It's very breathable, very warm. So those are my 2 base layers, if you will. And that's everything out of this pack. Now my nutrition, a very small amount will go into here, other than my emergency kit. And that's because I will be wearing my running shorts that I always do, but they've got a lot of stretchy pockets in the front, and that's where I normally stash most of my nutrition. At the back it's got a pocket as well, a large zip pocket that you can put loads of stuff in, so I'll carry my food around my waist, and that saves some space in the race pack. I'll be wearing a running belt like this just to put my race number on. You have to have your race number visible on your front at all times, and I don't want to pin it onto my t-shirt because I want to change my t-shirt at least once on the race. I will be taking my running poles. I'll be taking them from the start. You have to carry them all the way through to the finish. They will go onto my running pack, and I'll be able to access them as I need to throughout the race. And the final piece of mandatory kit which I've managed to fit into this bag is an insulated mid layer. I mean, there's been a lot of talk about what these are, what constitutes the correct version of it, but I've gone for a regatta insulated synthetic gilet, and that should cover that requirement. I don't plan on using this at all. I run really hot, so with my thermal base layer on, a running t-shirt and my wind and waterproof, I think I'll be warm enough. If the weather's really, really bad, then I'll put on another base layer as opposed to this. I just think I'll get far too hot if I'm wearing it, but I've got it as it's a requirement. As a backup, if they don't accept that gilet, I've got a Paramo really warm synthetic hoodie. So I'm going to take that along as well to the kit check, and then we can decide which one we want to use. I have got some waterproof shorts to go over my other running shorts if it really is raining, and I prefer these over waterproof trousers. Now we come on to if cold weather kit is required. The race organiser should let you know 24 hours in advance. We'll see what happens. Hopefully this isn't required, because I'm not sure how I'm going to carry this on race day. But in here you need some safety goggles or specs or thermazine to protect your eyes if it's really hailing, snowing, raining hard, or the winds are really high. Got that. You need a third insulating layer if the cold weather kit is activated, and this is a down jacket. Fairly, well, it's going to be really warm if I have to wear that. So we'll see. I'm going to be taking that all to kit check and see what they say. I'll be running with my COROS Apex Pro, and I'll have the GPX of the whole route on there. I'll be taking some music. These are the Shocks Open Run headphones. I'll just normally carry them around my neck. They don't weigh anything, and then they're easy to put on and activate as you need to. So in terms of nutrition this year, I have been training a lot better than I have in the past with certain products. I'm going to use Tailwind, mainly the naked flavour, and see how long I can stomach that for. So I'll be carrying a number of these in my race shorts. The other bit of fluid, I'm going to use just water and salt tabs. And then precision hydration I've also got on with this year. So I'll be using the 30 garb gels. I'll be taking a supply of those, and the 30 gram carb chews are really good as well. I will have in the car or with my brothers a whole selection of other things. I have a lot of baby pouches. I've tried the NAC waffles and they're fine, so I'll take some of those at the aid stations. And then I've always got on with these Cliff Block chews as well, so I'll have a selection of other things to try if the gels are too much. And of course I will have plenty of orange juice because that seems to be my saviour in these long races. So I will have a drop bag at 55 miles at Land's End. What I'm going to be putting in there is a spare change of socks, a spare t-shirt, a spare thermal underlayer. That's a warm one. This one is a cooler one depending on the weather, so I'll have both of those in the drop bag. And then I'll have a microfiber towel to clean my feet, to change socks. I'll put my watch and my head torch on charge. A much larger one like this because it's in my drop bag. This one charges a lot quicker. And then of course vital, I will have some Body Glide and some trench cream. Now I realise I rattled through that quite quickly, but I'm sure you've seen plenty of these videos. This is the equipment and the kit that I'm going to be taking on the Arc of Attrition, and just for validation for myself and reassurance that it does fit into my pack, I thought I'd do this video. So if it's any use to you, let me know. Let me know how you're packing your kit into your mandatory bag. And yeah, I mean, I have to put this all back into the pack a number of times. I probably will do it for a couple of training runs this week. But of course for kit check, we're going to have to unpack it all anyway, and then we're going to have to repack it on that Thursday night. So best of luck to you all. Have a great time. Don't stress about it too much. Let's go and enjoy it, whatever the weather is, and I'm quite looking forward to it now. So I'll see you very soon.